What's up guys, it's Average Joel making average content for the average viewer, and as you can probably tell from the perhaps overly dramatic title of this video, I have some concerns about Battlefield 2042. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm seriously excited for this game, but I think it's only sensible if we approach any new game with a little bit of skepticism. What I want to talk about in this video isn't going to be what everyone else is talking about, that being crossplay or the specialists or anything like that. I mean, a lot of the things that are going to be new with this game from a design point of view, they're often coming from EA DICE themselves, the actual developers of the game. And the thing is, when these guys add something to their game, when any developer adds something new and exciting to their game, whether that be the tornadoes, the specialists, whatever, these things are often coming from a place of passion and a place of love for their work. But what I want to talk to you guys about today is something that is concerning me, that is definitely not coming from a place of love, but instead is most likely coming from way above the developers of this game, the publisher. Now, for long-time viewers of my channel, we all know how we feel about Activision around here. But today, I'm going to tell you that EA probably isn't that much better than Activision when it comes to greed. So today I want to talk to you guys about the games as a service model. Now, for those of you guys who aren't sure what this means, it's basically the same way that Black Ops Cold War, Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Battlefield 5 have all worked in the past 4 or 5 years. That being that there is no longer any paid DLC and everyone in the community gets all of the DLC and extra content for the game for free post-launch. But Average Joel, that sounds amazing. Why are you concerned about it? The thing is with this business model is it doesn't often work as well as it sounds like on paper. For example, the best way that I can describe how the game as a live service model worked in BF5 was if you went to a burger shop and you ordered a burger and chips. Now, on the menu, you could either choose the regular burger and chips, whereby you have to buy extra sides like sweet corn or some extra sauce or some onion rings, for example, or you could have the burger as a live service. Now, what the burger as a live service is you buy the burger and then over time throughout your meal, your chips and any extras will come to you as and when. So you buy this thinking that it's an extra special deal and you couldn't really go wrong with it, right? But that's where you might be wrong if they're using the game as a live service model in the same way that these games have. If it was the same way as Battlefield 5, for example, you'd eat your burger and then after you'd finished your burger, after about half an hour, you'd get one chip. And then once you finish that chip, you'd have to wait another half an hour and then you'd get half a Diet Coke. Do you see where I'm going with this? With Battlefield 5, Modern Warfare 2019 and Black Ops Cold War, we had such high hopes for this service model. We had such high hopes. We thought that it meant that we could buy the base game, a full complete game, and then on top of that for free over the next few months they would just add more and more content. But the reality of it is, with all of these aforementioned games, the result was that the game that we got in the beginning was so far away from being a complete product. There is no way in hell that 10 years ago, when a game was released with DLC coming in the future, that you would have 6 multiplayer maps at launch. 6 6v6 maps in Call of Duty is not very much. Now, I know that Battlefield's a bit different because 6 maps in Battlefield is probably the same as about 20 maps in Call of Duty, but if we look at Call of Duty as the example here, when Cold War released, it was about as empty as an anorexic's cupboard. And instead of a full game with 12, 13, 14 maps and loads of game modes that we could play, all that we were left with was a bare shell of the game, and then we had to wait as we were drip fed the content in the months to come. The result of this, with all of these games, excluding Modern Warfare because they had Warzone, but that's a different story, but with Battlefield 5 at least and Black Ops Cold War, what this means is the majority of the player base falls off after about 2 or 3 months of the game's release, therefore leaving the game pretty much dead in the water. Look, I know that a lot of people still play Battlefield 5, but the problem is that there was so little content at release and it was so slow in its coming that the vast majority of the casual player base fell off, therefore leaving the game completely stagnant and stale. Now, I'm not saying that this is definitely going to be the case with Battlefield 2042, and to be honest, the 3 game modes that they've alluded to already, that being the all-out warfare, the hazard zone, and this new game mode that they're bringing in that's said to be a love letter to Battlefield fans, already that seems like a good amount of content, and the maps look absolutely massive, so I'm not really too concerned about what we're getting at launch. The only issue is that we cannot trust any of these big publishers to do the right thing when it comes down to a choice between making the consumers happy and making the most amount of money. I'm super excited for Battlefield 2042, and I can't wait for all the post-launch support. And to be honest, Battlefield usually lasts a good 2, 3 or maybe even 4 years after release, so one would expect if this game is a success, then they will keep up and maintain a high level of support. The only issue is that with microtransactions and the part that they play, especially when you add into the fact that we have now got specialists which are like a goldmine for skins, the problem is, are they going to be more focused on bringing out more content that we can pay for like we see in Call of Duty, or are they going to be more focused on the free actual substantive content that we should be getting, like new maps, new weapons and new specialists? The problem with Cold War at the moment is that every update they bring, you maybe get one brand new map, but the rest are just reskinned, rehashed shit maps that we've been playing for years and years and years, and then the only thing that they seem to put any real effort into is the payable skins that you can buy in the store and the blueprints and all of that shit that I just do not care about, and neither should you, because the point is, if we're paying up to £100 for a copy of a game, we should at least be getting a full and complete experience. And I know that a lot of people will come back at that and say, well, they're giving us all this extra content for free, but if you look back at the history of the last 3 or 4 years, the games that have come out using this model have not ever benefited from it. Before games as a live service was ever a thing, you would be buying a game for £60 that was both finished, polished and full to the brim of content, and then you could choose to pay an extra £30 to £40 for the map packs that would bring you extra content in the future. However, nowadays it seems like the norm to push out games before they are ready, leave them in a horrible state with the view that this is just a game as a live service and it will get better as time goes on, but that is not okay. We cannot stand for that any longer. I'm just hoping that with Battlefield 2042 they do the absolute right thing and the thing that all the fans deserve, especially after the shit show that was Battlefield 5, and give us a whole complete game. I think if October comes around and we get the chance to play Battlefield 2042 and we can see it for what it is, as a whole complete polished game, we are going to be so happy with it, and it really could mean the difference between success and failure for Battlefield 2042. If they turn around and serve us the same shit sandwich that we have been served by Call of Duty and Battlefield for the last 4 or 5 years, then I'm afraid that Battlefield 2042 might be off to a bit of a rocky start. But anyway, as for you guys who have watched these videos for a while, you'll know that I love to see who sticks around until the end, so if you're still here, I'd like you to let me know by answering this question down in the comments. Do you think that Battlefield 2042 will release complete and fully fleshed out, or do you think that we're going to have to wait a long time for the game to be a whole finished product? Anyway, that's it from me today. I'm Average Joel. Peace.